Mass Quasi Go Hard Africa in rare form. Got my book bag. I've been looking for this book bag for so many months. It was just at one of the spots in the closet. I don't know. I got this from Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone. This is another gorgeous, beautiful day here, Smiling Coast, West Africa. As I'm walking along, I'm just reflecting, and I'm thinking, how to be, most impactful in, our existence and the things that we're doing. How can we leave a legacy? And we talk about that all the time. Many people are just striving for their own selfish gains, for trivial pursuits. That's why when you see me, you never see me, saying I'm building land, or not that I don't have land and, I'm not building and stuff like that. That doesn't, if I'm not building the whole community, if we're not building a development, it's not noteworthy. You know what I mean? It's the same mindset, the oversaturation, people coming, and a lot of people that invest in the land, that send money. These people don't have they have long-term goals. So a lot of people, spend money because they want to come 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line. The way that it was done, being that it was done in the capitalistic, consumer-based fashion, a lot of people got robbed, got their money taken from them, and a lot of times we want to believe what we want to believe a lot of times, and just because everything that glitter is not gold, you got to be able to use your discernment. You got to be able to use your eyes and see, where you're supposed to be, who you're supposed to work with, and who you shouldn't work with. I'll tell you this, for the people that are most influential in the market, they should be a lot further along than they are. And I'll tell everybody, and this is, it's a bragging point of mine, because everybody can't do what you do. We had the largest community, undoubtedly, of black diasporans here in the Gambia. It's on paper in a collective effort. I don't know if somebody else doing the same thing here in the Gambia. I applaud you. And this was over a 9-month period of time. We were able to be very, very, very extraordinarily influential in bringing about doing things the right way. And those who are familiar, we all know in every case what happens in situations where, you're building and you're doing it amongst your people who do not have the same vision for your people. We know what happens and what comes as a result of that. So, and then it happens over and over and over again. So we should have a understanding of the traits and the characteristics of, everything that's going to happen in that dynamic. And what I mean, we're going to know, we should know who the capitalists are. We should know who are the agents, the distractors, those promoting their own agenda, those, who have a victim mentality. We should know that, and we are familiar with that. However, that is not going to stop. I think it came to a lot of people, watch out. I think it came to a lot of people surprised that we would see the type of nonsense taking place over here, and that is still taking place. It's still taking place. A lot of people didn't come and got ran off. A few years ago, I was saying, hey, it should be tighter screening of people coming in the country, because obviously people were coming into the country with ill intentions, right? Then now I hear go black. He shared all the time. Go Black to Africa. And now we're seeing we're seeing our problems come over into Africa. We're seeing our problems, and instead of talking about, building great communities, building cities, and adding on, you know, we are trying to destroy people that are actually doing that, making that happen. It's still happening though. You can't stop that. You're gonna have negative, but like the unfortunate thing is coming from a particular community. We have a lot of AAs, African Americans, or whatever you want to call yourself, black people in America. We have a lot of those who experience extreme trauma in America coming over and putting that trauma on other brothers and sisters who came to Africa to escape the mental illness that's in our communities. Very, very sick people. I was watching a video, and I come from that. I come from the broken home. I come from the single parent home. I come from the 80s, the crack. I tell everybody, if you know the tri-state Northeast, if you know New York, you know New Jersey, you know Connecticut, any city where you find black people, you find an MLK Boulevard, you're gonna find the worst of our experience as black people, in which we promote with pride, to be the thug, to be the gangster, to be the dope boy. You understand what I'm saying? Teaching our children that, because we've been fed that, and we don't know anything else, our people. So we see the genocide of a people taking place at their own hands. We have problems, we have issues we have to deal with and have to address, and we have to have the courage to address. We can't turn a blind eye. It's a lot of people here that's just doing their own thing because they don't want to be dragged into nonsense. That's the purpose of legal committees and those type of things. It's things happening, and we don't even have to go to that level. There's building on the background. I tell people, we probably built about 8 businesses here. We're working with people in the U.S. everywhere. I don't even show what I'm doing because of the hate, and a lot of it's coming from people that's sitting back in America wanting to come, but they don't have anything positive to say, and it's just eat them up. They eat them up at their soul because they've been taught to hate their own selves. They've been taught to hate their own brothers. They've been taught to hate their own sisters. They've been taught to hate. They've been taught to hate their own, children. There's no way what our community produces is love. There's no way when you see that. When you see the domestic violence. I was watching on the news, they was talking about in Georgia, in one county, man, I think, it was like a murder a day, domestic violence. And that's what we see. You understand what I'm saying? Imagine, what we don't see. And, we were able to take in all the news from every city, every town, every state. Just the bloodshed and the carnage that's taking place, like within our own homes. Mass Kwesi. Go hard, Africa. Peace.